Did you know there's a bunch of different apps that you can use with your Janome Continental M17 sewing and embroidery machine? Because there are. I'm Megan with Rocky Mountain Sewing and Vacuum, and I'm going to show you all about some of these apps today. So there are 5 apps that you can use with your machine, and some of them do things for embroidery, some of them do things for sewing, and some do things that are just fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first one that I like to talk about is going to be Accuset. And what's cool about this is that you can connect it to your machine and it shows you all sorts of information about your machine in general. So if I go here, you look and it has a whole, almost like a table of contents. It's basically like holding your manual in your phone or your hand, which is really cool. So I can go in and go machine functions and it shows me all sorts of things. So if you just got your machine home or are waiting for it so that you can take it home, this is a really fun app to kind of look around and get familiar with your machine, or even if there's a question that you're thinking of when you're like sitting at a doctor's office or something, you can pull it up and look at it really quick even without your machine right there, even with leaving your manual at home. So I think this is a really nice support app for you to use both with the sewing and the embroidery side of the machine. The next one that is kind of a really fun one is going to be the screensaver tool. So on that, you can actually load up pictures of your grandkids, pictures of your dogs or cats, pictures of your spouse, pictures of the projects that you've made. You can do all of that so that when she goes into sleep mode, kind of like she is, it'll show you different fun photos so that when you're halfway across the room ironing and you look up at your machine, you just have your grandchild smiling back at you. How cute is that? So that's a really fun one to really customize your machine for you. Now, the next app that I really think is cool is going to be Accusketch. And what's cool about this, it'll walk you through all of the steps to get to where you need to go. But as you can see, you can bring in a picture and you can draw around it and turn it into stitches and just send it directly to your machine. So you don't need to digitize or anything like that. You can just draw a design, turn it out, turn it into stitches, and there we go. And I can send it to my sewing machine. It's gonna think for a second and find her. There it is, my Continental M7. I'm gonna hit send. And so we drew this cute little cloud, and in a second, she's gonna wake up and the cloud is already on the screen. How cool is that? So you can literally just have someone sit here and doodle and say, all right, you want me to turn it into stitches? And they could go, yep. And you can do that immediately. How awesome is that? So that one is going to be Accusketch, which is really cool. The next one that I think is really neat is going to be the Embroidery Link. So with this, you can see right here, it actually pulled up the cloud on this as well. So when I'm stitching, it acts like a stitch monitor and tells me how many colors are left, how much time is left. It'll actually even show me a little cursor showing me how much it's stitched as well. So that is a really cool thing. But if I go, you know, I'm actually not going to do that yet, I can go into my designs. I can tell it where I want to find them from. Whoops. One second. All right, I can go here and say instead of my iPad, I can go to the M17. It says ready to sew. But if I go to the menu here, I can say built-in embroidery. Those are some fun ones that we did. But I can literally pull up designs from the machine and play with them and tweak with them. So I'm going to pull one up really quick. Doop, M17. Built-in samples, there we go. So there's all of the fun designs that are already on your machine, and I love that on this screen I can really see what they are as well. So then if I want to do like this little donut here, I can pull it up and go to edit. Then you can tell that it has a good little tutorial mode, which is really nice when you're first figuring it out. When you're ready, you can hit the don't show this again and it won't do it anymore. But with this, I can zoom in, I can select things, I can go back and forth. I can actually go up to the top up here and rearrange where things are stitching. So if maybe I want these circles to stitch before the frosting for some reason, you can do that. And you can tell down here that that one's acting a little funky now. But then I put it back and it looks good. So you can really play with it, go crazy, change the order of it. You can delete certain parts. So if, for example, I want to get rid of that guy right here, I can just delete it and then there goes that shine. And you can really play with them and have a lot of fun. And when you're ready, you can send it to your machine. You save it. And then you can send it. And it goes right over here. And just like we did with the cloud, it will show you the monitoring and how close you are to doing that. So it's really a streamlined process, which is awesome. And then the last app that's really fun is going to be the Accusetter app, which apparently I have the thing I did last time. But one thing that I am notoriously bad at is hooping straight. And you can change your settings. We've got the little ninja. And what I can do is I can take my hoop and I can actually take a picture of it, figure out the perfect placement for my cloud or whatever I want to do, and send it straight to the machine without me having to struggle. So I can tell it what hoop I want to use, where exactly I want it to be, and go from there. I can send it straight to the machine, go back to the Embroidery Link, and then monitor it so I can go do laundry or dishes or any of that stuff. So all of these 5 apps are going to be really, really fun for you to play with. And they really make using your Janome Continental M17 even more enjoyable. Come check them out at the stores. You can download them on your phone ahead of time even before you have your machine, and play with them. And it turns out to be a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you again next time.